This video is from a video series that I've been doing every Tuesday night on my World Momination Facebook page at Tuesdays, 8:30 Eastern, Facebook Live, and I hope you enjoy it. It's just a little bit long. I think I'm going to turn off the computer light, even though I think I might need the Google. The Google. What am I, like 80? I might need the Google. I'll turn it back on. It's just reflecting off my glasses. The Google is reflecting off my glasses. We're going to continue this mind meld. I feel it's on my heart to do this. I feel that it's going to help people, and I'm going to continue to press on. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm calling this the World Momination Virtuous Woman Meetup. But it's kind of like a pajama party because I end up in my pajamas every night and I just sit here and talk to you with this messy bun on my head in my pajamas. And I'm going to keep doing that too. We talked about our big ideas, right? Like how women have these really great big ideas, but we never really find the time to get them done. And in the last week, we talked about finding the time, really creating the time, actually demanding the time. And I challenge you just to find 1 hour per week to work on your big idea, whatever that big idea might have been. Physical fitness, a home project, self-improvement by reading a book or taking a class, that kind of thing. It's really important that we do find that time, because when we do and we realize that it's not that difficult for us to find the time to work on ourselves, we'll be able to find more and more time, create more and more time. You really just need to change your perspective, like how women are just givers all the time. I was talking about, and we give and we give and we give, and we end up stretching and pulling apart at the seams, and we don't really spend the time to refuel. And we kind of like that because it makes us feel important, and we get to hide behind really excuses, giving excuses though. So it makes you feel okay about it. Like you have a really needy family, or you have a sick parent that only you take care of. No one else takes care of them, only you do. Or your kids play 5 million sports and you have to be at every single one of those practices. So we talked about how it's okay to say no. It's okay to pass some responsibility on to someone else, ask for the help, and you will be able to find that hour. Okay? If it's that important to you, and I know that it is, because we talk about it all the time, don't we? And if we're not talking about it, like sarcastic things like, well, if I only have the time, it's like, we know we should have the time to be doing these things to improve ourselves and to work on ourselves and to better our own personal lives and experiences on this earth, but we hide behind these excuses, and if we're not talking about them, we sure as heck are thinking about them a lot, whether you'll admit it to me or anyone or else, or even yourself. Really think about how much you think about it, how much you think about what it would be like to be in better shape, or what it would be like to earn money from home, or to stay home with your kids, to open that business. You think about what it would be like to do the things that are really that deep dream that you feel silly about sharing, but we don't really act on them. So that's why I want to encourage you, if you didn't watch the video from last week, just watch the video. It's just me really encouraging you how to find the time, where to find the time, how to not feel guilty about finding the time, because the guilt plays a big portion in that. So this week, what I want to talk about is okay, it's an ancient proverb, okay, people? I think Gandhi said it. Somebody said it. Somebody really awesome said it. Okay. They said, your thoughts create your words create your actions create your habits, Your habits create your character. Your carrot then forms your destiny. The roundaboutness of it is like, I think, therefore I am. And if our thoughts can create our destiny, we really got to pay attention to what we're thinking, don't we? We really got to be conscious of our consciousness. Instead of just going through the day and always having that thought of, I would if, I could if, we really have to think about what that deep thought is. We need to pay attention to what we're thinking. We have to be conscious of our consciousness. Maybe 4 years ago, I did this self-improvement project, and the reason was because I was at a really low, like one of those super low lows where I went through like the most horrible breakup of my life. I had a great job that I hated. I was just dating to date because that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing, and was not fulfilling at all whatsoever. I was drinking a lot because that's what you do. Thirsty Thursdays and, find a man and all this stuff. And it was just seriously wearing on me every day, thinking to myself, like, I would pursue that dream, but, I'm single and I'm at this job that I don't like, and, gotta make that money and all of this stuff. And I was just slumping to the point where I was just becoming unproductive. And it was like making me feel like a huge piece of crap. I'm not sure if anybody else can relate to this, but that's where I was about 4 years ago. So I was reading this proverb thing that I just shared with you about your thoughts becoming your words, becoming your actions, becoming your habits, becoming your character, becoming your destiny. And I was like, well, if it boils down to that, then if I can change my habits, I can change my destiny. And at that point, I just really felt like my destiny was to be alone forever, working at a job that I didn't like, to make money, to survive, to take care of my child on Match.com. That's what I thought my destiny was. So I focused specifically at the time where I started doing this video blog on being a more productive person. And if I could change my habits to become a more productive person, then I could change my destiny, because that's what the proverb said, right? Okay. So I chose habits that I did not like in myself at the time. I got to tell you that it worked. Without a plan, where's the action? There needs to be an action to have a reaction, right? So there needs to be a plan developed. So find that most negative thought, or the character flaw in you, or what you perceive to be the character flaw in you. Whatever it is that you feel deep down you want to change. Now then, it was for me to be a more productive person. So I chose very specific habits, such as things that were coming in way of me being productive. For one thing, I would not allow myself to go on social media until after 5 p.m. because it was consuming my life, because I was stalking, because I just cared about what everybody thought. And it's hard for me to even say this right now because I'm not that person anymore. And that's what I was ashamed of. And that's why, well, that's one of the things I was ashamed of. And that's why I deleted all those videos that I wish I kept. So really be honest with yourself right now. Something in your character that you wish you can change. Is it a self-control thing? Is it a negative thought that you're constantly having? I got to tell you that while I was in postpartum mode, I was having, what I didn't realize was symptoms of postpartum depression, having thoughts of horrible things happening to my children. It could be something like that. It can be worry, because that's worry. It could be doubt. It can be so many things. There are so many things that are just kind of lingering in there, attached to you like the grudge, that we need to get off of us. We need to change our perspective. I want to talk to you about perspective just for a second, and then we'll get back to the whole making a plan, okay? What you perceive is not necessarily the truth. We are built as children and spoke to as children as we grow to judge circumstances and to perceive things a certain way to make sense for ourselves for survival. It doesn't mean that the way that I perceive something is the right way or the wrong way. Because someone else who grew up in a completely different circumstance and different situations can perceive that very same thing completely different. And it doesn't mean that their perception is the wrong way or the right way. Get me? So whatever it is that you think sucks about you could very well be something that someone else thinks is pretty freaking great. Think about a problem that you may be having, this little problem, right? Well, what you think is probably pretty huge because you're staring at the problem from here, right? And from here, this little area seems freaking humongous. It's actually encompassing my entire vision because that's all I can see is this little area. But if I change my perspective, if I look at it as in a perspective of a helicopter, if I change my perspective and this little thing and I become a helicopter and I float higher and 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 higher, this area that seems so big to me, this problem that seems so big to me because I'm looking at it right here and I changed my perspective, is so freaking tiny that it's nothing. You can probably think about your negative thought instantly because everybody's got it. I could never this, or I'm not good enough for that. There might be many of them. There might be one really huge one. If you have a hard time thinking of it, then you should probably journal about it. You should write as if you're writing to the maker, and it will come out, and you'll ultimately see what's been in there that maybe you've even been suppressing to come out. So that's what we got to do first. We got to identify that biggest negative thought, that biggest thing that's holding us back. And then we need to create physical actions that we will do every single day to create a new habit. Or it could be to break a habit. If you have a bad habit, it can be something you do to break the bad habit that's forming your destiny. Or if you want to develop a good habit, it's something you have to do every day to develop that good habit to create your destiny. Now, habits. Briefly. I'm going to just do this briefly, okay? So there's this principle. It's a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day principle, okay? It's a scientific principle. I speak about this a lot when it comes to fitness because people usually give up before the 12 weeks or the 90 days because they feel like something's not working for them or they hit a wall. Remember those walls that we build up that we don't even know that we have? They hit that wall and say, this isn't working. And instead of pushing through the wall, they quit or they try something new. So it keeps them in that constant trying motion instead of the breakthrough motion. So in this principle, if you do something consistently for 30 days, you will see a difference in yourself. You create a habit. It can be a good habit or a bad habit. This can go both ways. In 30 days, you see a difference in yourself. It becomes a habit, a way of your life. In 60 days, you continually do this. The people closest to you will take notice and say, there's something different about you. Get me? Okay, so that's 60 days. In 90 days, the whole world sees a difference in you. If you put a before of you and an after of you from day 1 and day 90, it will be considerably, noticeably different that everyone who looks at it or takes notice of it will notice a change. I can attest to this with when I did this video blog thing of myself on YouTube 4 years ago, and I felt like I was tanking at my job. I did not tell anyone that I was doing these video blogs because I looked a wreck, I acted a wreck, and I felt a wreck at the time. So I didn't want anybody to know, really. It was really just to hold me accountable. And my boss on day 70 was like, something's different. Whatever it is that you're doing, kid, you keep it up. Come on, I got a raise. I got a freaking raise. And the job that I hated, guys, okay? All right. So we've got the 30 days that we see a difference in ourselves. We've got the 60 days where the people closest to us will see the difference. And we've got the 90 days where the whole world can see the difference. Now, if we take that and we relate it back to the thoughts become your words, become your actions, become your habits, become your character, which transforms your destiny. If we create the habits that we want to create or break the habits that we want to break, it will change our entire character. It will change who we are. It will change who you think that you are. It'll change your perspective of yourself. And that is a miracle because nobody changes. They say it all the time, right? Like, nobody ever changes. You can't change them. But if you want to change, if you want to do it for you, you can. This is how. So clearly next Tuesday, I'm coming back. I'm doing this again. I've been doing this. Is now week 3. If no one shows up, I'm still here. I'm showing up. I'm going to choose one habit. A habit that is going to help me control my thoughts. That first thing on the list. The thoughts become your words thing. And it's meditation. I am going to make the commitment to make meditation a habit. To ultimately transform my character so I'm more in control of my thoughts. So that my destiny has more options. I have more options in my destiny because I think, therefore I am, right? I'm encouraging you to think about what habit you would like to make or break to ultimately change your character. Whatever it is inside of yourself that you feel is a character flaw or something you want to change so that your destiny can include your deep down dream. Say it's your physical, you want to get fit, okay? Say it's that. I can always relate to fitness. Say it's, think about the one bad habit that you do every day that's keeping you from that fitness goal. Maybe it's drinking soda. I'm hearing a lot of people telling me how hard it is for them to stop drinking soda. And if quitting cold turkey seems crazily out of your perspective, say to yourself, I'm having one a day. Make that your habit. Your habit is that you only have one soda a day. Find something that you can wrap your head around. You don't have to be balls to the wall, people. You don't. You just have to make a start. You have to make a decision, and you have to step out into that decision and commit. I want everyone to live their dream. I want everyone to. I'm going to. I am. So I'm going to practice meditation for 10 minutes every day. That's the habit that I'm choosing. I'm only choosing one. I'm not going overboard. That saying, set goals and crush them. Oh gosh, I really dislike that saying. Truly dislike it. How about we just set goals and then achieve them? You know? Because in just achieving the goal, you're successful. There's no reason for you to have to crush goals. That's so intimidating. How about we just set a goal and work towards it? Let's start there. Yeah, and I thank you all for coming to my pajama party. I'm wearing an Alice in Chains oversized t-shirt. I'm so cool. I'm like the coolest. And I am going to start tonight, and I'm going to do my 10 minutes of meditation before I go to bed right now. And I love you, and I want to hear about what you've chosen. Okay? If you're like ashamed about it, message me. Putting it out there holds you accountable. It really does. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it. When you have good news, share it. It's what I tell people when I always try to take them to church. And they're like, yeah, Jesus is pretty cool. I'm like, you think he's cool? Tell someone. You know, you have a good idea, share it. Okay? So let me know what it is that you've chosen. Because I want to encourage you. I want to be there for you. I want to create this close-knit tribe of warrior women that we promote the domination of the world one mom at a time, baby.
If you like this video, please like it. If you know somebody who would like it, please share it. And if you want more like it, subscribe to my channel. If you want to hook up with World Momination on Facebook every Tuesday night, click the link in my description box.